It doesn't feel like it today because it's an absolute scorcher, specifically in a greenhouse, but fall isn't that far away. So that means for all of you new plant parents that have got on that green thumb stuff, what do you do when things are changing indoors and outdoors? Great to be here at Terra Greenhouse in Hamilton, one of their many locations with Kris.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going, Tim?
I'm awesome. I love being in here.
I know.
It just looks so, a lot of tropics here, right?
We're getting loads of tropicals in on a weekly basis now, and the greenhouses are bursting with wonderful things, for sure.
Are you getting a lot of new faces in too?
We are. The pandemic has brought on a whole generation of new plant parents, so we've got lots of new green thumbs coming into our
Where did
doors.
the plant parent thing come from?
I think that was an Instagram term.
Was it?
You know, people adopted new plants and wanted to know how to take care of them, so we started seeing the hashtag new plant parent, and here we are.
Okay, so let's help new plant parents out, or maybe there's some prospecting newbies out there that might want to know a thing or two, because look, you always want to start simple, right?
Yeah.
You want to build that confidence that you're not killing anything. So
It's true.
What do you got in front of us that might help people out?
I've got my top 5 picks for easy care plants. So when someone new comes in and says, listen, I kill everything, I want a plant, I need something I can't kill, these are the plants I direct them to.
Like this one on the end, impossible.
Almost impossible.
Okay, so you say almost. How can you?
So a snake plant is super adaptable. It's great in high or low light. The only thing you can do to kill this plant is give it too much love and too much water. So it's one of the ones that you can sort of set and forget. It wants water maybe once a month.
How grows? Big?
This guy gets to be between 2 and 3 feet tall and is a slow grower. So you can kind of size it up very gradually as it grows, and it will fit into any space.
Can it be outside?
It can in the summer months. So all the plants we're talking about right now are tropical. So they're
Okay.
great outside in the summer and inside in the winter.
What's this guy right
This
here?
is called a ZZ plant, and he's one of the best ones for low or lower light conditions. Similar to the snake plant, it's really great with drought conditions. It doesn't need constant care and constant water, and again, kind of likes to be left alone.
Right. It doesn't fall too much like this one does.
That's right. So that guy's an upright one. Our next one here is a Apothos Vine. So this guy has a cascading habit. So it's great to put up on high shelves or in a hanging basket if you're low on space. Going vertical is a great way to incorporate plants into your space. And this one likes to grow in a vining habit, so you can have it climb up or hang down.
Oh, the colors on it are so great because
Isn't
you're
it
getting those
beautiful?
light greens and dark greens. Really makes it pop.
Absolutely.
Spider?
You got it. That's spider plant. So spider because of its strappy foliage, and we do get these little babies that look like spiders hanging off of the plant as it grows. Those are actually the flowering parts of the
So
plant.
don't take that out.
You can actually. So once
Right.
they get bigger, you can take them off and pop them into a new plant and have another plant in your house.
Last one quickly.
Last one is peace lily. So this guy, nice shiny foliage, upright habit, and this one gets flowers. It's also one of the best plants for cleaning and purifying your air.
Okay, one down. Let's talk next about, I don't know where exactly to put them in the house, too much light, not enough light, how much water, and
Yeah.
then the access of like, okay, now that we're getting into fall, what kind of plants do like the fall? We'll do that when we come back to Terra Greenhouses in Hamilton on Morning Live. This thumb of mine that I stuffed in some dirt so it looked like I was working here at Terra, not true, but like, I'm working on this green thumb. I want it to become more and more green, and Kris is a great person to talk to because she's helping me out. Because there's a lot of things here that I have that I'm still learning about. Maybe the same at home for you because you might be a new plant parent. And tropicals are huge.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Tropicals love this. They love this temperature today, but in a month or two, those tropicals are going to need some new homes. So how do we do that, Kris?
Well, yeah, as we start getting into the cooler weather, we want to make sure that our tropical plants do come back inside, and there are a few key considerations. Number one is to inspect your plant for pests.
Okay, so you want to do it, let's use this beautiful fig.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this great fig. So you take a look for pests.
Yeah, you would just kind of take a look through, make sure you've got nothing living on the leaves or underneath the leaves. We'll look for webbing or anything creepy crawling on there. I always like to give my plants, before they come inside, I give them a good shower with the garden hose. Right. So I just give them a good rinse off. And then generally speaking, a lot of the time our plants have put on a lot of growth outside in the summer. So
They've
it's
exploded.
a really good opportunity to repot them into one size bigger of a pot and bringing them inside the house. And that way we're kind of changing the soil out as we do that too.
What's this guy here, Kris?
That's a Monstera Deliciosa, and he's one of the more popular ones we've seen rolling out the door these days. So again, one with Instagram fame behind it, but those deeply fenestrated leaves are really attractive and look beautiful in a space.
This one again, you're seeing those brilliant colors of like the light green and dark green.
It's really beautiful. We've got these all potted up into ceramic already for you too. So this is our urban tropical line where we've taken those most popular plants, the ones with architectural interest, with interesting foliage, and we put them into modern pottery. So it's already done for you and you don't need to worry about how to do that.
How do you know when the plant is too big for the pot? You do need to expand. Like this guy here, is it getting to the point where we need to upgrade the pot?
This guy not in particular, but they do over time, absolutely. As plants grow and they do outgrow their space, they generally tell you by wilting more often than usual or stopping their growth. Or physically outgrowing the pot. So we have services available where we can up pot it for you, or of course our experts can teach you how.
And then, so they're moving inside, they're not going to be getting as much light.
That's
so
right.
where do you want to be positioning them in the house to make sure that they are still getting what they need?
Almost all houseplants want to be in bright but indirect light, so adjacent to a window, especially if you've got like a strong south or west facing window. We don't want it to be right in the window but very close to it, or directly in a north facing window. So we want a bright space, as bright as possible, but full direct sunlight isn't always necessary.
Do you trial things in certain areas to see how they do for like would be a couple week trial?
Absolutely.
Put them there for a couple weeks and see how they're doing? And
I know I do that for myself. I like to experiment with what I can get away with, and if I can manage to tuck plants in more places, then so much the better.
Okay. We're getting ahead of ourselves because I know it's a scorching hot day, right? Fall is coming. Let's stay outside and maybe talk about some stuff that as we are transitioning into that September, some of the plants that might be popular here at Terra for you to pick up, because you can keep gardening right through the fall and into the winter. Number of locations, we're at the Hamilton spot, but you can go to any of the ones in Burlington, Waterdown, Milton, check them all out. Oh, hey. See, my green thumb's coming because no matter where I am, I'm just trying to like deadhead and pick stuff up. We're back here at Terra Greenhouse in Hamilton with Kris, and we're transitioning, okay? It's a scorcher today, right? It's still summer. Fall is coming. So these are still our summer potters, right? You got the impatiens. What are these guys?
These are a kind of cypress, so it's kind of a unique filler foliage thing.
It doesn't flower, these ones.
This is the flower, so
that
it's
is
just
the flower.
kind of like a unique, interesting centerpiece for that you'll find in some summer planters.
But we're getting into fall stuff.
We are. As we move into the high heat and the end of the summer, a lot of our summer annuals are starting to feel a little bit tired. The hanging baskets are looking a little ragged. And for a lot of us, it's time to sort of transition over into the new season and welcome new color.
Okay. Mums.
Mums.
Mums, that screams mums.
Yeah.
But now I did the mistake last year is when I got my mums, they were flowering, right? Which looks great. You're buying them, you're just like, they look beautiful. I took them home and they didn't last as long as I wanted them to. So what's the key with a mum?
Yeah, instant color like this is awesome if you want that punch right now. So if you want something that's
have an event coming up, you're decorating the backyard.
Yeah, you're inviting people over for a barbecue, you want that instant color, you want something that's blooming right now, mums are an awesome choice. But for better longevity with mums.
Okay, so something like this where it's not flowering yet.
Choosing something with a bit more of a closed bud. We've got an indication of what the color's going to be. We've got kind of a creamy white in this one, but you can expect to get between 6 and 8 weeks of bloom out of this one because
this guy.
Yeah, it's going to last longer.
Lots of water?
Yeah, making sure it stays relatively consistently moist is definitely key with mums for sure.
Okay, transferring our planters. You got tons of beautiful planters out here.
We do.
Too early for this, Kris?
Not at all. I think a lot of us are ready. We want something that looks fresh and looks new. So we've got sort of combinations of plants that are both going to be colorful right now and continue flowering through the fall season.
How do you know what to put in a fall planter?
Well, we've done a lot of that thinking for you, but generally speaking, you see a good representation here. We've got mums for color. We've got this Rudbeckia, that daisy-looking yellow guy there is an awesome one for fall. Any kind of grass. And ornamental cabbage and kale is a way to introduce a really cool foliar color, so that's going to look amazing all the way until frost.
The juxtaposition of you getting a little bit of flower, then you're getting the foliage too, the combination of that. So these are good if you're starting to get there.
Yeah.
Until frost, you said?
Yeah, generally speaking, there will be parts of it that, like the mums, don't flower all the way through, but you know, different parts will get more mature and take over those spaces. So yeah, these guys are good until you're ready to transition into your winter planters.
Okay, we're on Highway 20, which is deemed Terra Hamilton.
It is.
There's Terra Waterdown, Highway 6. There's Terra Burlington,
There is.
right? And there's Milton too, I guess, in our kind of catch
Milton
basin.
is Trafalgar and Britannia.
Nice, okay. So any of those locations. We'll take a break. We've done annuals. Let's get into perennials.
Let's do
That's a game I don't know too well. We'll do that when we return on Morning Live. Well, you'll never know what you'll find when you come to Terra. Check out that praying mantis here in the perennial area, outdoors. Just enjoying all the wonderful plants. Back here with Kris and the whole gang. What's the praying mantis sitting on, Kris?
He's sitting on autumn Joy Sedum, which is one of the more popular plants as we transition into fall in terms of perennials for the garden.
Yeah, because that's what we kind of want to do. My perennial game and my perennial muscles need a little bit of work. So for any newbies out there when it comes to perennials, first off, why are perennials so great?
Perennials are amazing because they come back bigger and better year after year with
Right.
really minimal effort from us. So you can place them into a spot in the garden, they bloom and do their thing, and then die back in the winter, come back the next spring.
So like grasses is always a good place to go.
Grasses
right?
are a great place to go, especially this time of year. This is sort of the season for grasses. So they add that height, drama, movement, big plumes of flowering pieces. It just looks incredible in any
Yeah,
space.
this is great. Again, you're seeing that color, that light and dark green,
I
which
love
is
how
great.
much you appreciate variegation, Tim. I really do.
I do like I don't know, I like the different, I have some of these long grasses, and actually they're great because then you can transplant them too into other spots.
You can,
which
it's
is
true.
wonderful. Okay, let's get into a little bit of color, because just because it's perennial doesn't mean it has to be green. Look at the selection of color you have here.
This is a great representation of things that are blooming this time of year. So your coneflowers, your veronicas, and your salvias.
Can you point to these
coreopsis.
when you're saying,
I'm
just
sorry,
so
yes.
everybody knows?
This is an example of a coneflower right
Okay.
here. So coneflower or echinacea have gotten a lot of attention from breeders in the last decade or so. So we've got a huge range of colors in a really tough, hardy plant.
And a great pollinator, as we
An
see them.
excellent pollinator
See them
plant
at work
for
right
sure.
now. How do we know what to plant where?
That's something that everyone kind of stumbles with a little bit, and just like we had to sort of learn to read nutrition labels when it comes to food, learning to read plant labels is important. So every plant comes with a tag. It's going to tell you what it is, what its bloom time is, how big it gets ultimately. So getting familiar with the mature size of plants will help you to sort of determine where in the garden they should go.
Tick seed?
Tick seed, yep, another great pollinator plant.
Is there any plant I can stump you with? Do you know every single plant here?
I might, I'm sorry.
Yay, plant nerds! Woohoo! What's this guy? Oh, this is an award winner, it
It
says.
is an award winner. That's another coneflower.
That's another cold flower, okay.
Yeah, just like different types of shrubs and perennials, they've got different heights, different colors, so we've got different forms in that same family of plants.
Lavender over here.
That is lavender, wonderful for any season.
Where's lavender good to plant?
Lavender likes a well-drained soil, so it's wonderful in a container.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
awesome in a pot, or if you've got a sandier soil or a rock garden, it's ideal.
And black-eyed Susans. Black-eyed Susans, they're blooming right now.
They are
right?
blooming right now, so these guys are
Hey.
fairly young, and they're just going to get bigger and better every year.
I learned so much.
Yay!
That's the thing, you can always learn more. Shout out to Jen. Jen, let's see ya. Let's see you, Jen. Jen's watering away, but she's the one that found the praying mantis for us. So, oh, why did I say Jen? Never getting names right. Thanks for correcting me, Katie. You're welcome. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for being awesome, Kris.
Thank you.
Terra Greenhouses, number of locations throughout the region.